down at Trump's White House feast. Fealty display from West Coast to the East. Lenovo shows laptops that swivel and bend. Portrait modes, screens, innovation's new trend. AI doomers warn that computers will kill. Yudkowsky preaches from his digital hill, while smart locks and controllers flood the market scene in this brave new world of the tech machine. From copyright courts to gaming floors, technology opens and closes doors. The future's written in silicon and code. On this digital road we're traveling down. September 5th, 2025, the day the future came alive. With lawsuits, profits, and machines, living in these digital dreams.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your Friday Tech and General News Roundup. It's been quite a day in the world of technology and entertainment, with some major developments that are shaping our digital future. Let's dive right in. The biggest story today has to be Anthropic's massive settlement with authors over copyright infringement. The AI company has agreed to pay at least $1.5 billion to settle claims that they downloaded millions of pirated books to train their artificial intelligence systems. This is being called one of the largest settlements over AI and intellectual property to date, with authors receiving at least $3,000 for each copyrighted work that was used without permission. This case really highlights the ongoing tension between AI development and traditional copyright protections. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Google is facing its own legal challenges. The European Union has slapped the tech giant with a nearly €3 billion fine for abusing its dominance in the advertising technology market. The EU found that Google gave its own ad exchanges unfair competitive advantages, essentially creating a monopoly. What's particularly interesting is President Trump's response. He's already threatening trade actions and potential tariffs in retaliation for this European fine. It's fascinating to see how these tech battles are becoming geopolitical issues. In gaming news, Nintendo is absolutely crushing it with the Switch 2, which is breaking sales records worldwide and solidifying Nintendo's position as a gaming leader. Their traditional approach focused on fun rather than cutting-edge graphics seems to be paying off in a big way. However, not all gaming news is positive for Axis Games. The studio behind Civilization VII is facing layoffs despite the CEO saying the game is projected to meet expectations. It's another reminder of how volatile the gaming industry can be, even for successful titles. The entertainment world is seeing some interesting AI developments too. A startup called Showrunner is working on using generative AI to recreate lost footage from Orson Welles' classics, which sounds both fascinating and controversial. But Warner Brothers isn't having it. They're suing AI company Midjourney to stop them from creating knockoffs of beloved characters like Batman and Scooby-Doo. This follows similar lawsuits from Disney and Universal, showing that entertainment companies are taking a hard line against unauthorized AI use of their intellectual property. On the hardware front, Lenovo is showing off some innovative laptop designs with screens that can swivel into portrait mode, which could be really useful for certain types of work. And speaking of innovation, we're seeing continued growth in smart home technology, with smart locks becoming increasingly popular solutions for common household security needs. However, not everyone is optimistic about our AI future. Eliezer Yudkowsky, often called AI's Prince of Doom, continues to warn that artificial intelligence could pose existential threats to humanity. His warnings about AI safety are getting attention, though critics argue his proposed solutions are unrealistic. Finally, there was an interesting political development last night at the White House, where America's top tech executives gathered for dinner with President Trump. Reports describe it as an unusual display of deference to the new administration, showing how much the relationship between big tech and government has evolved. That's your news roundup for this Friday afternoon. From billion-dollar settlements to gaming breakthroughs to AI controversies, it's clear that technology continues to reshape our world in profound ways. Thanks for listening, and have a great weekend.